right, so let's just come and sit on our mats to begin with. And today is a special day. It's my sister's birthday, so I'm actually very delighted because this specific practice is a really wonderful one. The moon salutations are not as as extensive as the sun salutations, the Surya Namaskars. It has another name I can't remember. It's in Sanskrit. I'm not sure what the lineage of it. I don't know if it's a hybrid that's come about in the modern world of practice or if it's a more ancient lineage. The Surya Namaskar, the sun salutations are, but it is wonderful, and I'm really glad to be sharing this specifically today for my sister and for the Europeans because it's nighttime, so it's an appropriate time to do it because it sheds the tightnesses and the congestions of the day. I will just add to that you may find it quite challenging because some of the angles and the positions we don't often do. So be realistic in warming up the body as we go through it. And every time we'll be moving through, you'll notice, I hope, that things are loosening up and that tension that's locked in is moving out. So just sitting nice and tall before we actually start the physical practice, let's close our eyes. Turn your palms up either on your knees or in your lap so you're in a receiving mode. And take a deep breath in. Fill yourself up with all this wonderful oxygen and air. And as you breathe out, start letting go of any tension, any tightness, any residual busyness of the day. It will all happen without you needing to contribute to it. Breathe in again. Start to feel the body receiving on a deeper level. And as you breathe out, again, let go and bring your energy more and more into this space of your practice. And again, breathing in. Open up to new possibilities. And as you breathe out, relax on a very deep and profound level. Let go of everything. Let go of the world. Let go of connections. Let go of to-do lists. And start to bring the focus inwards to who you are and the fact that there's a light in you and an energy in you. And as you keep the breath normal now, allow that part of you to start to wire up this inner essence, this life force, this presence that makes up this complex organism called whoever you are, that is a mix of so many elements. And as you settle into this space, find a place for deep gratitude and blessings for your own body, the physical form, the temple for your soul that you live in, and it houses you as a container for this journey from birth to death called life. Open your heart center and find a place of deep compassion and love for yourself, for everything about this tumultuous being that we all are, with the many, many layers and colors of emotions, just all of it. The incompleteness, the incongruency, the frustrations, the out of control, the overwhelm, all the darker emotions and the lighter emotions, they're all just weather. And beyond all of that is the glue called love, compassion, acceptance, willingness to embrace it all. So have that fill every cell in your body. And feel it radiating out, because when you come to a place of acceptance of self, you begin to have what's called unconditional love for others. Then bring your attention to your mind and observe the thinking and the stillness that goes on, the analytical thought, the reactive thought, the perception in response to the senses. And see if you can come to a place of stillness and separate and pull back from it So you're a witness to all of this. You're just observing this dance called life. You're part of it, but you're not part of it. And step into what is big and vast and eternal about yourself. The part of you that's limitless. It goes beyond the body, beyond the story of this life, beyond your color and your gender, into something more universal. It is deeply more authentic than anything else about who you are. And from this place, see what intention you want to set today for this yoga practice. Is there an issue you're dealing with? Is there a desire? Is there a question? Do you want to send energy to somebody else? Do you want to contribute and nourish Mother Earth? Whatever has meaning to you, see if you can get clear about what it is that this yoga practice for you is about. And then take a deep breath in. Take this intention, place it in your own heart center, and breathing out, let it all go, and slowly open your eyes. And from here, let's start warming up before the sun salutations with the more expanded form of cat-cow, the cat stretch, where your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, your big toes are touching. So there's a slight internal straight down angle of the legs. And from here, exhale and round your back. Let the stomach pull up and curve. Let the head and neck relax deeply. Inhale, lifting your head up, look up at the ceiling. Make the neck really bend and arc your back as much as it's able to. Exhale and curl the right knee in towards your forehead. If you could touch, do so, but keep your body stable. Inhale, lifting the right leg up. You now want to feel the tension only on the right side. Look up and make sure your chin is lifting. Bring the leg down and bring your left knee in towards your forehead. The whole time the trunk is very stable in the middle, knee to forehead. Inhale, lift the leg up. Get the leg so it's working the left side of the spine and lifting and lengthening. Bring the leg down, round your back deeply, letting the head drop, curving and pulling the stomach muscles up. Inhale, lifting your head up and arcing your spine. And coming back to center. So you come back to that mid-plane of the spinal column. Again, exhale, rounding, contracting the front body, pressing it up to the back body. Head is soft. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the tail, letting the spine sink. Exhale, bring the right knee in towards the right forehead, in towards the forehead. Inhale, lift the right leg up. The tension should be only on the right side of the body. Exhale, bring the left knee in towards the forehead. Inhale, the left leg lifts up, arcing, the head looks up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And then come to neutral. And again, exhale. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, right knee to forehead. Inhale, leg goes up, arching the back. Exhale, left knee comes in. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch your back. And come to the center. Very good. And now let's come up to a standing position and come to one side of your mat. These are the moon salutations. So we're starting with Tadasana. Going to go through this nice and slow. This is more of a restorative practice because it's the moon. It's the time of preparing for sleep, you could say. Inhale, bring the hands up and over your head and stretch up. Clasp your fingers just like we normally do. Index finger is lifted and lift up. And on an exhale, press your hips to one side and bend inwards towards the mat and look up. So you're stretching the side of your body. You can work the hips out. Inhale, come up again. And exhale, press the hips in the opposite direction, opening up the other side of the ribs. And then come up and take a step out to the side and turn the feet out. So this is called five-pointed star. The arms are extended, the legs are extended, the head is extended. So you're reaching out. And then you come into goddess pose. So bend the knees, lower down between the knees. The elbows should be about a 90-degree angle. So you go as low as you're comfortable going, and you let those hips start to open. Then come back up, so you extend back to star. Turn the right foot out and extend down towards triangle stand. Now see if you can get all the way to the floor. If you can, even if it's a different position from the one you're normally used to. And then turn your head up and look up at the hands. So you're rotating this upper part, just allowing all that tension to melt away. Then Paschimottanasana, bring the hand down and bend over towards the leg. And then bend the front leg. So you're coming into a lunge with the back leg straight. And bend the knee down. From here, lift up, sweep the hands out, and lift the arms up and lunge forward again, opening up the chest, opening up the hip. Now bring the hands down in front of the knee, because from here we're going into a side lunge. So whether you're high or whether you can get all the way down onto the heel, this leg, the toes are coming up. Some people can have the heel on the floor behind them. You may or may not be able to get there. Eventually, you may be able to balance. So those are kind of the progressions that you'll be working for. It's fine if you're higher up. Then transition to a position of goddess pose again. Again, you may need to begin by just holding your knees. So you're coming between those hips. Moving to the other side. So you're flexing, sinking down, pulling the toes back, looking to lift the chest as much as you're able to. From here, you turn into a lunge. Bend the knee. Bring yourself up and lift the arms up. Stretching up. Bring the hands down. Straighten the back leg and bend over. Bring the hand up. So you're opening up into your triangle stand. And bring yourself back up to star. Step to the other side of the mat. Bring the arms up. Clasp your fingers. Bend in towards your mat, pressing your hips out. Bend out away from the mat, pressing your hips out. Lift up and bring the hands down and bring them into prayer. So now we repeat the other side. So it's just this cyclical movement. You sweep the hands up above your head, clasping your fingers, lifting up and bending in towards the mat. Lifting up, lengthening and bend away from the mat. Lifting up and stepping out to the side, 5-pointed star. Arms are stretched. Goddess pose. Pressing down. Coming back up into star. You're always turning away, so we started that side, so now we're moving in that direction. Triangle stand. Opening up the chest and looking up. Bringing both hands to the floor, or if you can't get to the floor, you will come to your leg. And squaring the hips, bending forward. Turning the back leg in so the heel lifts, so you come into a lunge. Bending the knee down. Sweeping the arms out. Lifting up, you're going into as much of an arc as feels good for you. Bending forward and bringing the hands in front. Coming into your deep squat with the legs stretching out. Take your time here. Lots to open. Coming into a variation of goddess pose, squatting down. Some people can have the toes and the knees totally turned out. Coming to the other side. Opening out. Always get lost here for a minute. Then we come back to our lunge. Bend. Whoa, I think I'm lost. Never mind, we'll do something up, an arc. There we go. Come back down. Straighten the leg. Open up, triangle stand. Come back out, star. Step together, hands together. Lift and bend in towards the mat. Lift and bend away from your mat. Come back to the center, lifting up. Bring the hands down and bring them into prayer. And we'll repeat. Sweep the hands up. Clasp your hands and stretch. And in towards the mat, you can deepen it by looking upwards. Come back. Lift and bend, looking upwards. Come back. Step out. 5-pointed star. Reach the arms out, reach the legs out. And goddess pose. Bending down. Come back up. Turn the right foot out, triangle stand. Stretching out, going down. If you can get to the floor, go that far and open. Right here, really work the shoulders and the neck. Area that gets a lot of tightness. Opening out. Bending forward over the left front leg now. Twisting and bending down. From here, bending the front leg, coming into a long-legged lunge, crescent pose. Bend the knee to the floor, sweep the arms sideways and up, and again, lifting the chest, opening everything up. Bringing the hands down in front of the knee, turning to face front, flexing and lowering those hips down. See if you can be more straight now. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you can't. It doesn't matter. Just opening up all these tight areas, coming into a squat and prayer pose. Opening up those hips and the glutes even more. Coming to the other side. Flexing that foot. Seeing if you can lift up a little bit more. From here, coming into your crescent, straight-legged position. Bending the knee down. Lifting up. Opening the chest. Coming back down, both hands on either side of the foot. Straightening that front leg, bending down. Opening out into your triangle stand. And from here, lifting up into five-pointed star. Bending the knee, opening up, goddess pose. Straightening back up. Bringing the feet together, Tadasana, hands up above your head, clasp them. Lift the trunk up. Bend in towards the mat, opening the hips up. Stretch a little more if you want to, lifting up. Lifting the spine, stretching away. Opening the hips and the side body. Come back up. Sweep the arms out to the side, all the way down, and prayer. And again, sweeping the hands out and up over your head. Lift the spine up. Bending in towards the mat, opening the side body up. Lifting up. Lifting out of the waist, stretching away, moving those hips as well. So side, half moon bend. Come back up, lifting both sides of the waist up, stepping out for five-pointed star, opening up. And goddess pose, bending down. Coming back up. Turning your left foot out, triangle stand. Coming down towards the floor. If you can get to the floor, go there. Open your chest. Bring your hand down, square the hips, bending forward. Bend your front leg, keeping the back leg straight. So you're in a deep lunge. Bend the knee to the floor. Lift your body up and open the chest, coming into a deeper lunge. Opening out. Bringing both hands to the floor in front of the knee. Again, coming into a stretch. How low you go doesn't matter. See if you could perhaps come even higher. I'm not up to balancing yet. From here, again, these eventually, if you're very loose, it's done very low down. If you're not loose, you honor your body. See what the hips are ready to give you now. Come to the other side. stretch, pull those toes up so you stretch the inside of the left leg. And then come back into your lunge with a straight back leg. Bend the knee down. Sweep the arms up, lifting up and stretch. Pulling up out of the hips. Hips are coming forward. Hands come down to either side of the foot. Straighten the leg. Stretching down. Opening up into your triangle stand. Rotating everything open. Come back up into your 5-pointed star. Goddess pose. Straighten the arms. Step back to the first side of your mat. Clasp your hands. Lift up and stretch towards the mat, opening up the side hips. Body's getting looser, so take these stretches deeper. Just allow them to be organic. Lifting up. Stretch the other way. Come back up. Lift. Bring the arms down. Bring them into prayer. So every time more and more of the body starts to open. And here we go again. Sweep the arms up. Big inhalation, lengthening everything up. Exhalation, bending towards the mat. Opening up the hips, opening up the waist, opening up the armpits. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, opening up, looking up, expanding. Inhale, step out and exhale. Inhale, expand the star. Exhale, bend to goddess. Inhale, expand to star. Reach. Exhale, triangle stand coming down. Stay here. On the inhale, open the chest. Exhale, lengthen the spine and the ribs. Inhale, reach everything out a little deeper. Exhale, bring the hand down and rotate. Again, hold this position. Inhale. Exhale, squaring the hips. One more time. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend the back, bend the front knee so the back leg is long. Inhale, lengthen the body and the leg. Exhale, bend the back knee and lift the body up. Inhale, lifting up as far as you can, stretching the position. Exhale, sinking. Hold this. Inhale. And exhale a little bit more. Bring the hands down. Inhale. And exhale. Finding that place that your body is ready to have. Hold this. See how vertical you can be over this leg. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. You need to adjust anything to get more vertical. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Roll. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Inhale. Go a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, hands come together. Inhale, stretch the ribs and everything up. Exhale towards the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale away from the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Just standing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale towards the mat. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, away. Inhale. 5-pointed star, exhale. Inhale, extend, stretch, lift up the hips. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, reaching out. Prepare for triangle to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Rotate everything open. Inhale, make sure you're extending as well. Exhale, closing down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to your lunge. And exhale, lengthen the leg and the trunk. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time, seeing if you can lift more up. For myself, I have to bring the knee down a bit. Inhale again. Working through those hips. Inhale. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time, seeing if you can balance. And exhale. Inhale. Rotating to the front. Inhale, lengthening that leg. Exhale, sinking it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift a bit more. Exhale, sinking a little bit more down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthening the legs. Exhale, sinking down over the legs. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, opening the chest. Inhale, lengthening the legs. Exhale, coming up to 5-pointed star. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale into goddess pose. Inhale, going deeper. Inhale, stepping back. Exhale, hands up. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, reaching towards your mat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, stretching away. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale and exhale. So just stand here for a minute. Let your energy settle. Let you bring yourself into kind of a place of centeredness. A lot of energetics have changed. And then from here, let's come down onto the floor. And if you have a strap, get one. Because today, because it's about unwinding and releasing tension, we'll be doing forward bending positions. So once you're settled on the floor, we won't start with the strap, but just bring your legs into either a cross-legged position. In fact, let's see if you can get your left foot as close up to your groin or basically your pubic bone as you can. And then the right, so it's almost heel in front of heel. So there's a certain positioning here. And get a sense that you're on your sit bones. Take a breath in and then walk forward. If you can't have your feet in that position, this is totally fine. See if you can get that stretch coming all the way from the hips. If the hips come off a little bit, don't tell anybody, but let them come off because it's stretching into parts of the pelvis that we sometimes don't let ourselves go into. Just hold the position here. Keeping that nice deep breathing, keep forward bending. I'm just moving back so I can be visible in the camera. In fact, you keep bending forward. We're on the floor, I'm moving the camera closer now. Stay with this forward stretch. Let those hips unwind. Let everything start to really release because we're really involved with opening up this whole area and decongesting our root chakra in a sense. From here, lift your head and look forward and walk your hands to the right. So you're stretching out on that side and lengthen down. The hand that's closer to the middle, that's the one you want to pull because that's the one that's getting the extra focused stretch. Eventually, this stretch should be able to get all the way from underneath your pelvis, all the way out. Lift your head up. Walk your hands to the middle, walk your hands to the other side, and again, stretch. Now, keep going forward. And those of you that are more flexible, if you notice, my bottom is actually popped up a little bit because it gets right underneath the glutes. It goes all the way to the sit bones when you can get into that position. When the hips are totally down in my body, it only goes from the pelvis or the waist area. So that will tilt and rotate the pelvis on the sockets. Lift your head up, come back to the middle, stretch a little bit further out. And bring yourselves back up to an upright position. Now let's take these feet and change them. So now I've got the right heel right opposite the pubic bone, nestled as close in as you're able to, and the left one in front of it. So if you can't, if that's not working for you and you're more cross, that's fine. It's a journey. This body is always a journey. Never stops being a journey. Start by lifting up. See if you can get this angle of the hip in relation to the pelvis, nice and lifted. And then again, stretch forward. So I'll turn sideways so you can see what happens in my body. Now I'm straight. As I'm coming forward, my hips are actually lifting because it's giving me a more length to stretch, and it's opening up all around the real low part of the sacrum and into the hips. A nice long stretch here. Just keep working out. Lift your head and look out. And now walk towards your left side or whatever foot you have in front. You're stretching out on that side. Lift your head and chest up and walk your hands over to the other side. Again, stretching out. Lift your head and chest and look out. Stretch a little bit further out again. And then bring yourselves up to an upright position. And take both legs and stretch them out in front of you. So this is where if you want a strap, you can use one. We're just doing the regular forward bend. Please really make sure the legs, if anything, I would say get your big toes touching, whatever is happening. So the legs, the whole leg is lined up, if anything, slightly internally rotated. And first of all, lift the arms up. So no, this is just strength. We should have a lot of lift kicking into the pelvis now and the waist off of the sun salutations. Nice lift and then stretch forward. If you need a strap, get your strap. And again, bending down over the legs. So take your time, working and loosening up whatever is tight in your body. And let the elbows drop round and down as well to stretch between the shoulder blades. So just take your time and lengthen out and keep the breath nice and deep. And then bring yourselves back up. Now, you want to bend the left leg so that it's coming up towards you, as high up towards the groin as you can. So in a sense, it's almost replicating where we were before. And if you look at your own angle, see if you can get a 90-degree angle. So this is me square. It's a little bit more closed. If I was just to, and I'm looking for this 90-degree angle, which means this hip is further away from the foot than this hip. From here, again, rotate. If you need to lift the hip up, do so. Take this hand and grab the foot and really lengthen that side. This side of the bent leg, you want to lengthen and pull that side out. So you're lengthening the obliques really from the pelvis, the waist. This whole side is getting a huge stretch. Check that your shoulders are as even to the floor as you can and start working your way down. So you've got a nice, long, extended bend over this front leg. Check that the breathing is still very nourishing to you. Bring yourselves back up and extend the legs out, and we'll do the same to the other side. So again, when you bend, get it so that the knee is open. If you err in any direction, too wide. You're looking for about a 90-degree angle with this foot as close to your pubic bone as you possibly can get it. Then this leg, if possible, straight, meaning not flopping outwards, which is my tendency, but getting the leg, again, angling straight. Right hand, get it over. So you use this hand. I'm using my opposite hand to really, I'm lifting up. If you can see, I'm actually lifting up to get as much traction into the trunk as I can. Really lengthening my waist. Then I square the shoulders and then lengthen down. So hopefully those are pointers that help you take advantage of the stretch. These are amazing stretches to open up parts of our body and restore the spinal column and kind of really remove stress on a very profound level. and then bring yourself back up and stretch both legs out. So we've done some external rotation. Now we're going to do, literally, we do this with the legs and we do that with the legs. So we're going into Virasana. So when you're sitting, you want to bring your knees together. And then if your hips are not really loose, get them hip width apart as an orientation. But again, the toes point inwards. I'm grabbing my calves and see if you can sit down between your feet. The aspiration is really to get the bone of the leg turning inwards. So see if you can get in touch with what that means in your body. Some people just flop down here. If you're one of those people, I think Arlene is, you can lie down on your back because this is also a big stretch and lengthening the quads. So if you want to lie back, lie back. If you just want to sit here and let the leg tissue get used to the position, do that. Because this can be, working on the legs has a lot of unraveling that goes on. Very, very good for the legs, good for the joints, but a lot. Just let those, my left leg always takes a bit of time to get it to, there it goes, now it's separated. Take your time. And then slowly come on out and extend your legs out. And work the feet up and down. Extend your toes. Legs are long again. And again, forward bend. So big breath in. Lift up out of your lower back. So the more you can get this up right here, really lifting. And then hinging from that point out, getting as much length as you can, relaxing down. So as a concept, think of your head touching your big toes. So you want to just keep looking, where can I get more space in my body? Which joints can I open? Is it the backs of the knees? Is it in releasing the hamstrings? Is it lengthening in the sacrum or all the way up the spine? I'll sometimes pull my shoulders forward to just get a little bit more length in the ribs. Is it the neck? And then can I lengthen out to see if you can just stretch down? Use the strength of your arms to keep pulling forward. Bring yourselves back up. And now going back to Janu Shirshasana, or the single bent leg position, there'll be a slight variation. So the first one, we brought the heel right up to the pubic bone. Now, you're going to actually lift and sit on it. So if you've never done this before, this can be a bit bizarre. You're literally sitting right in the center channel of the body, between the two sit bones, on the pelvic floor. So if that's never happened before, it can be a bit strange. And again, open and lengthen out and stretch down. So these poses are really ingenious at getting into parts of our bodies that we don't normally open or explore. And it's very restorative, because any locked up tightness that is hiding in our body, we can get into it and unravel it, which keeps us feeling good. Really amazing. Slowly bring yourself back up. Hop off the heel. Stretch your leg out and Doing the same on the other side. So the right leg bends up. Whatever you do with the foot, just make it work for you. There's no hard and fast way. There's so many joints that need to unravel when we start to get into these poses. Just trust that your body will provide whatever it's ready to, because this will eventually change your feet a lot. So some people can have their knee right to the side as they do this. My leg is still very frontal because just the hips and the leg are not ready, and the same will apply for you. You just want to be sitting and then going forward, getting as square as you're able to over the front leg. Slowly bring yourself up. Rah, my dream position. Come on out off of it. Stretch your legs out. Reach your arms up. Lift out of the lower back and forward. Over the legs, stretching down. Bring yourselves up. And internal rotation again, sitting between your feet. Or if you can't sit, if you're very stiff, I can't see everybody on camera right now, you can sit on your heels if this is a lot. If you can't get down, you can be right up here. If you're able to, your feet, remember, are more or less turned inward. Whoa, cramping for me. And sitting back. Working back, some of you are sitting down, some of you are not. If you want to lie back on the floor, do so. These are really amazing because they open up all the joints of the legs, and we build up tension. There's no getting around it. We walk, we stand up. Our lower body bears all the weight, and it becomes incredibly impacted and rigidified. And unless we keep opening it up, I mean, and we may have sports like running or weight training, and that also it's very good, can be good for us, but it also can build up tension. So we want to keep relieving the buildup of the stuck joint energy. And this will keep us actually less injured and vibrant. Come back out, release your legs out. And this is an unusual, it's a Ardha Matsyasana, it's a twist, but it's very specific. You want to really search for your side ribs when you do this. So the first thing is you're going to bend up the left leg. And again, you sit on your heel. And if you notice, I've got my knee going straight in front now. So I'm on the heel. The heel is between the two sit bones, more or less. So this buttock is up. Now I'm taking the side of the bent leg, and I'm bringing that buttock down. Those of you who do Pilates, this is very reminiscent of the advanced mermaid. And then bring this leg over. So this hip is up, this hip is down. Lift up. So big stretch starting to come in on this side of the body. You pull this knee over. Now, if you can, you're going to bring this elbow over and internally rotate. So notice this is internally rotating. If you can, you slip your hand inside. If you can, you clasp your hand behind. If you can. If you can, this hand can stay on the floor. I'm going to turn to this angle so you can. So you're here. And the big thing is you want this stretch from the hip to the armpit. You're looking to lift. and then twist around. If you can get this hand even sliding, not on the floor, even better. Even if you feel like you're falling, because it's very strengthening on the whole trunk. So lift and twist, and then turn your head as far to the right as you're able to. So you may even get a stretch in your neck. Looking as far to the right as you can. And then just turn your head and look as far to the left as you can. Opening up the neck as well. Really work it. So remember internal rotation and rotation. Come back to the middle and extend your legs out. And now we'll do the same on the other side. So you take the right foot, you hike up so it's on between your sit bones, and you bring your right hip down. So it's stretching this side. The knee is going more or less straight. If you can, you bring this foot over. If you absolutely can't, you bring the foot on the other side. So over, so the weight of this hip is on the floor. Now, lifting up and twisting around. Turn this way now. So it should be stretching. Then again, this side I'm much tighter. So internal rotation, and this is about as far as I can go. But if you can hook through and underneath, do so. Oh, there we go. A little bit more movement. I pulled the hip over and it opened me up a bit more. And then if you can get your hand behind, even better. Even if you feel all slumped, this is going to open up all those energetics that are keeping you slumped. Turn your head and look as far to the left as you're able to. Then turn your head and look as far to the right as you're able to. And then slowly come out of this. And stretch your legs out. Again, lift the arms up. And bend forward and stretch down. Bring yourselves back up. And now we've done quite a bit of work into the hips. Let's lie on our backs with the legs straight. So when the legs are straight, I'd like both feet flexed, and see if you can feel where your big toes are. You want your big toes to touch, and a sense of just being flat on the floor. Let your spine be whatever shape it wants to be in. And you will take your right leg. You want that slight internal rotation energetic. Just lift it straight up. So the legs haven't changed their angle if possible. And just hold this position. So the legs are nice and long. We're basically building a little bit of stability now into the hips now that we've opened them up a lot. And then keeping both legs nice and long, take the leg to 45 degrees and just hold this position. Just keep it nice and long. And then lower the leg down. Check that your big toes are touching, the legs are long. Lift your left leg up with the foot flexed and hold this position. Legs are nice and long. Lower it 45 degrees. Hold it. Everything is flexed. Make sure you're not turning out. You're straight and lower it down. Keeping the legs nice and long. Lift both legs up. Have a look at your feet. Are your big toes touching? And the legs are long. Your back is long. Your hands are flat. Hold this position nice and long. If possible, you want your legs right above your own hips. And now from here, you go 45 degrees. Hold, 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 hold. One more hold. Lower the legs to the floor. Very good. So we're lucky there are some practices they want you to lift and lower your legs 10 times. Just Shivananda practice. You want your feet, the big toes touching. We're going to go into shoulder stand. So from here, you will lift your legs up. These lifting low is building the power so you can get into inverted poses. And now hike the hips up and hold them. So even if you're just in this position, that's fine. If you can get up higher, go for it. And have your feet flexed and just enjoy the fact that your blood is now rushing in the opposite direction. So shoulder stands are actually, again, a more restorative. It's really moon energy. Headstands are sun energy. This one is a very calming one when you have it as a regular practice. And it stretches out any tension in the neck and in the trapezius and shoulder muscles if you're up high enough. So allow you, and it also is very good for the thyroid gland. So just kind of enjoy the feeling. And if you can get any higher, do so. Eventually the hips should be right above the shoulders and the legs should be right above the hips. But it takes time. Nice and long. Then keeping the legs long, slowly lower your legs over towards the floor. And I hope all of you can get to the floor. If you can't, you stop wherever you can. If you can get to the floor, clasp your hands, wiggle your shoulders away, and lift the hips up even higher so you can get your hips right above your shoulders. So the legs are very long. The neck is getting a super stretch. And again, you're in this pressure into the front of the throat. It's very, very good for the vocal cords and the thyroid gland. Now, bend your knees and let them drop by your ears. See if you can let them fall. Just opening up that final residual channel at the back of the body. And then straighten the legs, release the hands, slowly roll through your back until your legs are straight to the ceiling. Just pause here. Take your time because this can be like, the nervous system can get into a bit of a shock. Pause and let everything settle. The legs are right above the hips. We're going to be going into fish pose from here. So just to prepare you, the legs are going to be going down and then we'll be arching the backs and the head goes way back so you're on top of the crown of your head. So hands are by your sides. Lower the legs to the floor. Once you're down, start arching your back, lift your head off and then pop it. The elbows bend, so you're resting on the crown of the head and you're looking back. You want your eyes open, but it's as though you're trying to look at the floor, the point between your eyebrows. Let the front of the throat be very, very open. The more you can get a bend in this direction, again, you're doing some really good work for the neck. The neck has a lot of accumulated problems, and keep pushing the chest up. And then slowly lower yourself back to the floor. And just, we're not finished, but just for a minute, rest. Turn the palms up, your feet roll out a little bit like into a natural Shavasana to recover from this work. Then bend the knees, roll to one side and come up to a seated position on your heels. So this one, we're going to be working into the internal organs right down in the groin. So we have our gonads and our ovaries and the intestines, and above them, you know, you're going into the lower part of the bladder and uterus. So we want to make fists with our thumbs inside the fingers and cradle our hands right around the pubic bone in the groin area. So it's not a complicated pose, but we're going to breathe out and bring our head to the floor. It's like child's pose, and you want to dig into that area a little bit and kind of press in there. It's, if you've done the fascia work with the balls, you're literally lifting and pulling into that area. So let's all take a breath in. And then press down and let the fist really dig into that part of your body. So you're pulling the skin up from the pubic bone and from the groins, and you're lengthening in there. Just let your head drop down. Feel that stretch. Come back up again. And we'll do that 2 more times. So big breath in. And bend out, bending over the fists, letting them dig in and massage our internal organs and massage all of that part of the body. And again, breathing in and breathing out again, pressing into this area, opening up and massaging that whole lower section of our pelvis. And then come back up and now lie down for your Shavasana. So lying back, palms are up, legs are long. Close your eyes and let yourselves deeply, deeply relax and release. Release any tension from the feet, the shins, and the thighs. The bones of the legs should be very heavy, sinking into the floor. Relax your glutes, your pelvic floor, your stomach. Let go of any tension in your lower back. Very soft, very warm. Relax your ribs and your diaphragm. Relax your chest, your heart, your lungs. Feel them open and soften, and just allow that space to nourish you. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Let them be naturally curving, and feel the tingle in the palm as the nerve flow flows. Relax your throat and your jaw and your tongue. Let the tongue rest on the lower palate and allow the throat to feel very open. Relax your lips and your cheeks, the skin sliding and opening, widening on the face of the bones of the face. Relax the eyes in the socket and feel them sink down. Relax your brain and feel it drop inside the skull. Relax the forehead skin and feel it smooth out and widen, as do the temples. And then open the top of your head and allow it to spread. And as you stand, as you lie there, open to all possibilities, to the fact that life is multidimensional. So many layers of consciousness are happening at all times. And that the more still you become, the more this rainbow of possibilities is always there, playing out from you and around you. And it is a gift that never ends. Now slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes with your eyes still closed. Slowly bend your knees and roll to one side. And slowly bring yourselves up to a seated position, still with your eyes closed. And as you settle in, notice how different you feel. Notice what has changed and what the qualities of this moment are for you. And to finish, let's bring our hands into prayer pose at the heart center and give thanks for the wisdom and teachings of yoga, and give thanks and honor the inner teacher inside of each of us that's always there for guidance and direction when we look inwards and we listen to the truth in our own hearts. And let's ask to stay open to this rainbow of possibilities inside and out that's always happening, that we stay open to the colors of life, to the unfolding journey that we're on, and to the fact that there's always blessings, that all we need to do is become still in order to make available to us. And then we can access the grace that's always there. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands up to your forehead or third eye, down to your lips for a kiss. Bring your hands back down to your heart and bow your head to your heart. May the mind always be the servant of the heart. And then lift your head and open your eyes. And namaste, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Or wonderful, wonderful evening.